So, Fat Man,
So sleazy.
we're coming up to the end of the year, which means the
That's what she said.
deadline.
Hey, I didn't watch the wrong goddamn show.
I beg to disagree on multiple different levels, but we'll talk about that on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the fat man.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Today, we have on babysitting duty the Proud Pop.
Babysitting when you're the fucking father, dickhead.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to.
Wrong. It depends on who you're babysitting, quote unquote.
Fair. Very fair. Either way.
We are babysitting Ryan tonight.
Oh. Does that mean by, like, second generation babysitting Ryan's kid as well?
Heyo.
I mean,
We're getting there eventually. Ryan Williams is here with us today.
Heyo.
We're talking NXT Deadline, aka the other show that happened against.
There's fucking 3 scorecards this weekend that we want to. So
Yeah.
Chris Williams, I think you're related to one of us on the show. Hello to you as well.
that would be the younger brother.
I knew it.
I'm
How
the
dare you.
youngest, so if I have a younger brother, I gotta talk to my mom and dad about something.
I hate to break it to you, but
You watched the wrong show?
Before we get into anything else, Sleazy, you are going to appreciate this.
Okay.
Take a guess who the circle or the squared circle final resolution champion is.
Who?
You.
Me?
Al's not in that group.
Oh.
Guess who won the NXT Deadline squared circle scorecard? Me.
You? Congratulations. We're
Yeah.
both champions, just not in our own group. Well, you are in yours.
I am. Yeah, but it's better in squared circle. Fuck the basement. I love.
Right? Fuck the basement. That's a fucking
That's a shirt.
You're right? Fuck the basement.
Aren't you in a basement?
I'm always in the basement.
Right?
Back door. Let's go.
Back to I pass it on to Monsignor Fat Man as Ryan runs to the Mega Powers breaking up, I guess. I don't know.
For 3 weeks, I've been telling Sleazy that he's like, "What are we covering?" And I'm like, "We're doing this week. We're doing we're doing Full Gear, Survivor Series. We're doing something, and then we're doing Deadline." And he's like, "Okay." So for 3 weeks, this has been the conversation. And then he goes this morning, "Hey, what'd you guys think of Final Resolution?" And I went, "What the fuck are you talking about? We're covering Deadline."
I could have been watching Final Resolution because it was cool to watch it. Because it's an Impact show, and you motherfuckers with your championing of Impact all the fucking time figured you'd watch it. But no, you guys are fucking marks for WWE as usual.
Of course. But the thing is, I literally, for 2 weeks after that, I said, I only have time to watch one show, so it's going to have to be the one we're covering, which is Deadline.
That's wrong.
Okay, Trump.
That never happened.
Okay, Trump, calm down.
That never happened.
Fake news.
Fake news.
I'm saying you're fake news.
Why is he fake news?
Because have you seen him? Wait. What are you drinking?
Apple juice.
Which one? Which kind is it? Well, black raspberry.
Black raspberry.
I don't have the Kirkland version, but I have black
The
cherry.
original version. Okay.
I have black cherry.
Well done, sir.
So
Look at
we
us
are
being healthy.
proving not racist on the show.
So I
Black
gotta leave
raspberry,
now.
black cherry.
It's raspberry.
Isn't it black raspberry?
It can identify as whatever berry it wants.
Fair. God.
Did anyone watch the pre-show?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
I did, but I was like in a shed. Like,
There was
I did,
guess-
but I was in a shed.
there was like a match, I guess, on there that happened.
Was there?
I guess I don't know.
Axiom finally beat Nathan Frazier. It was basically NXT UK if you've never watched it before.
Okay, so fun, strange story. So, I got a very close friend of mine who has 2 kids that are just starting to get into professional wrestling and stuff like that because they picked up WWE 2K23, and they're huge fans of Axiom. Like, to the point where it's like Axiom and then John Cena and then everybody else.
Now
You mean
they're
a-
racist.
A masked character is over with kids?
Right?
How dare it?
So I have to go find some Axiom action figures before the end of the year now. But good news
Hey,
that he's
by the
actually
way-
winning something every once in a while.
The end of the year is coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. Where are we at? 3 weeks? 3 weeks to the end of the year?
Yep.
And
Actually,
AEW
yeah.
had to be constant schedule show on December 30th, so we had to wait to the absolute last moment for the year-end awards.
Really, you motherfucker?
Fuck Tony Khan.
No. What did he say?
Oh, did
Oh,
he say
I thought-
cunt?
Oh, yeah. Fuck you.
Oh, I didn't realize he said cunt. If we were to,
You motherfuckers.
I guess if he's just gonna keep saying it, we could keep saying it, right?
No.
I can't say cunt. Oh, okay, fine.
Even if I'm talking about the cunt stable with Bussy in them,
Yeah.
That you can talk about.
so I
Yes.
just have to reference that stable every
Every
time.
time.
Wow, that's
They're
a
a
lot,
lot
of cunt work
like-
for that
That's
stable.
like his alleged coke habit.
It's not alleged. Oh, Tony Khan.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about you or your baby. I was talking about Tony.
Wow. Wow. This
Anyway.
fucking show's off the rails already.
Night dumpster baby.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going to tell that joke. No. I'd love
Do
to,
it,
but
you
no.
won't.
Not
it, you
today.
won't.
Not today.
He said shots fired. I don't think Ryan cares. Chris, your brother said shots fired. I'm like, I don't think he cares.
There are a lot of shots fired here.
A lot of blanks. A lot of blanks. Ryan's not shooting blanks. He is.
Yeah, we found that out.
He is proof.
Yeah.
NXT
you.
North American Champion.
Thank
I
you.
love you, baby. Daddy's friends are fucking idiots.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Hey,
NXT
you
North
smile
American
on
Championship.
camera.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee. 10 minutes and 33 seconds. John Kent gave us 3 1/4. Sleazy's talking about masked luchas. Go ahead, Sleazy.
I thought it was a nice match. Nice way to open up the show. I gave it 3 stars.
Fuck you and your 3 ratings. Still bitter about last week.
You're welcome. Well, maybe if you didn't have so many fucking triple threats on
Maybe
your
you
goddamn
didn't have
show.
a book
that was
18 fucking
okay.
names on a
It was
card.
in a 3-way.
Like, let's book 25 people and only have 4 matches. Go to fuck.
That's me.
I had 0 triple threats, I want to point out, and I did pretty good.
I had 30,000 people in 4 matches. That was me.
Also true. We will definitely do, so before we continue talking about that, I do want to say that we'll definitely do another draft because that was hilarious fun, and a lot of people enjoyed it watching it live and after the fact too. So we will definitely be doing that in the future again. As for this, I'm just gonna say this. If anything you can take away from the match is that Dominic was trying to match speed with Dragon Lee, and you could tell that wasn't quite there yet, but he will definitely get there. There was a couple of minor misses on that, but all in all, it wasn't a bad match. It was a nice little opener.
It was a great opener, and you wouldn't find two harder working Mexicans outside of a Home Depot to open this show.
You've been waiting to say that, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah.
I work next to a Home Depot.
I live next to a Home Depot.
And I can confirm a statement, yeah.
Yeah, look out there tomorrow and Dom's there being like, Judgment Day needs to build houses.
Wow.
Fantastic match, don't get me wrong. Right kid died. Judgment Day are the only stable that I know that have successfully been, everybody's been a champion 3 separate times. Because technically when Dom lost the belt and won it back within like 4 days, that made him a stable complete of champions again. And then when the boys lost the tag belts and won them back again, that made him a complete stable of champions again. They've done it 3 times. I thought that was a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, 3 stars. Good match. Kind of ended out of nowhere. Lee winning without Judgment Day is pretty much the story here. That Dom needs Judgment Day to help him win, and when he's on his own, he can't. That's the story they're telling. Nothing wrong with it.
I thought the story was Dragon Lee's now using Destino.
I literally said that when he hit it. I was like, Destino!
No!
And then I'm like, oh, wait, that won?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Cool.
Cool.
There's one trope I can't even say on this card.
Yeah,
Right.
there isn't one.
I'm sorry.
There isn't one.
I can't say, yo, dog, I heard you like tag team matches. I can't say it on this card.
I do.
I'm sorry. Women's Iron Survival Challenge for the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Blair Davenport versus Lash Legend versus Fallon Henley versus Keelani Jordan.
I think it's the first time he said every woman's name actually correct, talking about a woman's match.
25 minutes. Kent gave us 3.5. Sleazy, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
It took me 10 minutes to figure out what the rules were again.
Okay. If that affects your rating to this match, I'm going to be mad.
Well, I called it the Women's King of the Mountain match for one.
It's a mixture of a scramble match, King of the Mountain, and Iron Man match.
Cool. Awesome.
And this isn't the first time they've done it. And this isn't
No,
the
it's
first time
not.
we review this match on this show. So,
Are you done? Because they're going to have the same complaint later on in the show.
no, I'm talking about on our show, not this particular episode.
Right. No, I'm just saying that I'm going to have the same complaint as I did the last time we reviewed one of these matches. Is that I'm never sure what's exactly going on.
Maybe watch the fucking product.
I did watch the fucking product, and I still don't understand what's going on.
Did you?
Yes, because they told me the rules
I was just gonna
before
say,
the match.
Both
And
matches.
I still don't know what's going on.
You heard those rules more times during this show.
Oh, I did. Oh, I
know.
fucking did. And yet I still don't know what the fuck.
He don't know how to read.
So it was fine. It was fine. There are a lot of interesting spots. I did not like the finish only because it felt like, well, if she didn't have to pin Blair to win, she could have thrown any one of the other two other women into the match and just quickly
Blair
pinned
would
them.
stop the pin.
She was running around the wing.
She was running away from Lash. Had Lash grabbed somebody else trying to pin him, Blair would have stopped the pin.
I don't think that would be the case. I think here's the thing is that, well, no, listen to the logic here. She's the freshest one. She just pinned somebody. Everybody else is dead by the ring. It would be easier for Lash to throw somebody in, at the very least, try and get a pinfall there.
In
There was
10
20 seconds
seconds
left in the
Yeah,
match.
and you don't think Blair Davenport's not going to go, meh. Like,
Yeah, but all she had to do was get rid of her for 3 seconds. If you were trying to win the match, you shouldn't be trying to pin Blair Davenport in 20 seconds.
you're not listening.
No, you're not listening.
Time frame she would have
Yes.
taken to pick up somebody else would have ate away precious seconds. Again, Blair Davenport's in the ring will either make the pin attempt or stop the pin attempt from happening again within 10 seconds. And you've already burned 3 to 4 seconds trying to throw them into the ring.
You're not pinning Blair Davenport.
I'm talking about one of the people outside for your response.
Right, but I'm just saying she's going after Blair Davenport, though. There was no chance of her winning by going after Blair.
I'm going to pull Orion here. She's inexperienced, which is true. I don't buy that
Yeah, and
logic.
I'm also supposed to suspend disbelief too, right?
I don't
Yeah,
buy
go
that
fuck
logic,
yourself.
but I'm pulling Orion there.
Either way, the match was fine.
that
2
match was great. That match was better than Fawn.
Wait, what was the
2
rating?
3/4. Mike Sanders.
Underrating piece of fucking shit.
Go
Yeah, that
fuck
match was
yourself.
deadly. I loved everything about it. I think I like this, and I've watched it a couple times for replays throughout today. I like this one because there wasn't that many falls, but they were important. Unlike when we talk about the men's, it was fall crazy, and it was like, when is it? Like, it gave me 2 perfect Iron Man matches or hockey games when the score is low and it's a good game that way, or when it's just fucking bang, 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 bang. Like both of these to me, but specifically the women's match, I loved it. It was 5 women that got a shot to prove what they were doing. There was no real name value in this match.
I would agree with that.
They all looked fucking amazing in it.
Okay.
3 3/4. Fuck you.
I've seen him call you an underrated piece of shit for half a star, so like a full star is more justified. Like,
so for
and 3 3/4, isn't that the deets?
the deets, yeah.
You're dropping the deets.
I dropped the deets earlier. So the one spot with Last Legend that I didn't like was the double pin. How did she get 2 falls off that?
4 shoulders on the mat.
Okay, but if you got
That's my
disqualified,
answer, though. Like, I didn't know whether it's good or not.
if it's a disqualification, does she get 2? If she hits one, say they're both laying on the ground and she hits one of them with a steel chair, does she get disqualified twice or once? You only get disqualified once. That was the stupidest spot of the match. Was like, why'd she get 2 falls when she only technically 1 fall happened? It wasn't 2 pins. It was a 1-3 count. That's 1 fall, not 2. So, lawyered on that one. That was the stupidest spot. I didn't have a problem with the finish. But other than that, Last Legend's still very green. She actually does remind me a little bit of Jade Cargill. A little bit, tiny bit, where she's green, but she's
Moldable.
Moldable.
Wow.
Kaylani Jordan, when she develops a character other than athletic, she's
going to be big.
a fucking star.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, she's going to be once she just develops she has the tools. 6 months on NXT. Probably she's been on the indies before, but 6 months on NXT, dude, and she's already there. Like,
Can I have a stupid conspiracy theory comment?
what?
How much you want to bet Blair Davenport's getting a push because Ospreay wouldn't sign? You're like, see what we're going to do with you? We're doing it with your missus.
I'll say the height of NXT Women's Championship.
Developmental forever now. Ospreay's got a hot contract at AEW. She can just have fun in NXT.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that she wouldn't. And I want to be very clear here. There's a lot of great talent in this match, and I don't. Just because I didn't like the match and how it was paced.
Oh no,
I'm
not saying that. I'm just saying these are the notes I took.
Yeah, and I absolutely believe that you're 100% right, that there's a lot of talent in this match. And I believe that you're looking at not the next generation of WWE superstars, but the generation after that. You know what I mean? Because the next generation of WWE superstars, like true ones, are going to be like Cora Jade and Blair and Roxy and all them. Yeah.
So before we go anywhere else, who are the four horsewomen now in NXT then? You'd call it.
Ooh. Well, Cora and Roxy.
Cora and Roxy.
For sure.
If I'd put Tiffany Stratton there now.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, Tiff's up there.
And
wow.
the fourth one would be.
I dare say Blair, even.
Your fourth spot's kind of interchangeable because you got Davenport,
and then you've got what's her face?
Kiana James.
Thank you.
Fallon Henley had a great showing last night.
Yeah, she did.
She did, but I don't think she's part of that core four yet.
It's shitty they don't have a women's mid-card title for these women for this specific reason.
Irony, yeah. Any other time, it would be a wasted title. But because there's this huge upswell of female talent in NXT that it's honestly desperately needed. It's ironic because I think that the NXT tag championship would have been nice to have back around again because it would have. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Carmella Hayes versus Lexis King. 11 minutes and 12 seconds. John Canton gave this 3 stars.
Okay, can I start with this one? Only because I think I'm going to get shit on.
No, you started the last 2. I'm going to start with this one.
Oh, I have, haven't I? Yeah.
It was an okay match for a house show. There was a story built in that I did like about this. Obviously, Brian Pillman Jr., but he reminded me a lot of Chris Jericho in this match. Like, a lot. I thought the wrong kid died. I thought him just beating Hayes like shittily and then cutting that promo saying, hey, guess what? I didn't attack him, and then walking away. I think that just builds the story better. But that's my opinion. But, you know, the match was what it was. It was an okay match for a house show.
The promo made it better. It worked. Had he have won and cut that promo, meh. But the point of that promo and this thanks for the PLE spotlight, that he lost didn't matter. Every bit of that loss that could have hurt him came out when he said those words.
And you're right. And you're 100% right. I'm just saying, I think, in my opinion, the story would have been better if he won and cut the promo. But either way works. It was a win-win. Either way works.
If he won, he's just fine. Like
if he won, he's all like, hey, by the way, I did this. Thanks for the spotlight, and I beat you. So, but either way works. Either way, actually, it works. It was a win-win. But I think the better story was if he would have won. Especially with the outcome of the next match. But, okay. Sleazy, go ahead. I think we're going to shit on you.
Well, not as much as I thought, I guess. I gave it 2 stars. Mainly because I thought, and just to touch on the whole Chris Jericho thing, Pillman was trained by Lance, who was trained by Stu. Obviously, Chris was trained by Stu as well.
Yeah.
So there's a level between there, but they're basically Stu was his wrestle granddad, I guess. But to come back to your point, I 100% agree with the fact that wrong kid died here. To have Lexis King lose on his first real match was kind of weird. And I thought this was Carmelo Hayes' worst match he's ever had on pay-per-view or on premium live event on PLE.
Yeah, so it's called a PLE.
I know. it whatever. The PLE sounds weird to me still. I don't know why.
You know what sounded weird to us too? WWE.
That's also true. Yeah.
Sounded weird for like 4 months, and then it's like, oh, hey, we were calling it WWE by nature. So,
Right. Well, it didn't happen with TNA.
for you,
For me, it never happened.
Everybody still calls it TNA. They're going
Right.
back to TNA because in overseas markets, they're still referred to as TNA. Like, their show was Impact. Like,
Yeah. I guess my point is that the match was messy. The wrong person died. And just in general, it was just like, I was not thrilled with the match. I don't know.
all right, Ryan's going to save it or try to save it.
see, there was nothing wrong with the match. It was fine because you can't have Lexus King come in right away and beat a former world champion and a former mid-card champion, a prolific person like him, because you're not going to push. If that's Ospreay, if that's AJ, if that's an actual big name, I understand them beating Carmelo Hayes. Lexus King does not need to beat Carmelo Hayes here. Maybe in the rematch, but not in the first match.
Okay.
Men's Iron Survivor Challenge for the number contendership to the NXT title. I was going to say tag titles for some reason because I'm so sad that Ryan, there's no tag match on here for you. Dijak versus Josh Briggs versus Tyler Bate versus Braun Breaker versus Trick Williams. 45 minutes. Can't get this 4.25. Ryan.
What a fucking match. Like, the women's was cool because the pacing was fine and, like, there was a story to it. This was 25 minutes, and it was bang, 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 bang. Josh Briggs is a former NXT UK Tag Team Champion and was only given those belts so he could lose it in the title unification. And he looked like $1 million in this match.
I don't disagree. Everyone looked great in this match.
Holy fuck.
And let's have sleazy shit all over it.
I fucking love this. Sorry.
Trick Williams got 4 falls in 1:10 seconds.
There's so much I want to touch on. Number one, I love how Ryan brings up the tag championships because I believe that I would be all in on a Dijak Briggs
100%. I was thinking the same thing.
Beautiful. Love it. Want it wholeheartedly. Okay. Love this, the clothesline spot. Holy shit with Trick and Dijak. Mm-hmm. God damn, pal. Holy shit. And I think Ryan, here's a good example that's more towards what I can relate to. Ryan talked about it with hockey, where sometimes it's like a 1-0 match and it's really good because it's a 1-0 match. And then there's others where it's like multiple, goals get scored and stuff. I'm going to liken it to baseball because that's all I know. I hate pitchers duels, but I love it when it's 24-17 in baseball. You know what I mean? That's part of the reason why I like AAA games, because more likely than not, you're going to see those ridiculous scores. And I think
the last AAA game we went to together, wasn't it like 17 to like nothing?
Also, yes. But the point being is that
I understand your point. You're wrong. Picture duels are better, but I understand your point.
But yeah, it was exactly like that for me, and I really enjoyed the action. I really enjoyed the ability to work around everything like that. And once again, Trick coming from behind was a really exciting moment. It made him look like a fucking star, and truly surviving through it. So yeah, 4.25. I think I did. I'm not sure if I.
No, you did not.
Okay, so 4.25.
4 stars. The one, again, it's a dumb spot because I love when I say it's a dumb spot, and Ryan looks at me weird because it was fucking
Well, listen,
dumb.
and another thing that we all see was the best match ever was when Drew McIntyre takes that dive over the top rope and just eats the table.
It's classy.
Fuck you.
It's classy.
Fuck.
You know, he became WWE champion after that, you know.
Trick
2/3
Williams
of
getting
three-man band are prolific world champions.
Trick Williams getting speared through the thing and then just pretty much no selling it. I mean, that was
Adrenaline, blah, blah, blah.
blah blah. Yeah, your normal shit that doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
That was the only spot in the match where I'm like, really, you guys are so great. But I will counter that with matches that have set times are so hard to be perfect on. They were perfect.
Yeah.
They hit their fucking marks. So
Braun Breaker coming in and in less than a minute with 3 gross-looking spears, one of them being a springboard by Dijak, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I liked about the amount, because, like, everybody looks so... Like, the women's was fine. Keanu Jordan didn't get anything, but she still looked good.
There's a pussy behind you.
Ha
The men's one was so constant. Like, it was always a question of who was going to do it. And then nobody thought Trick Williams was going to have fucking 4 falls like that.
Okay, Fat Man, can you take off your headset for just a second?
No.
Okay, then I'm spoiling it for you. How fucking amazing is it that literally we get Tyler Bate in a match here when literally 10 minutes before his tag partner signs for Impact?
Oh, I knew that. I was doing news and rumors, so I saw that.
Funny enough, one of the boys I know was actually wrestled with him in a 6-man up in the mainland up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. So he was up in Canada anyway, so I assumed there's something with that for how Impact's been working out of Canada so much.
This is super weird. For like 2 straight hours, I'm hearing fucking sirens here. I have no clue what's going on. But it's great. We're talking about fucking wrestling. No, I knew about, because I was looking at news and rumors and I saw
I didn't want to spoil anything to you.
No, I knew that. I just didn't know the outcomes.
I didn't know that you knew that.
Well, I also know
I knew that you knew that I knew, but did you know that I know that you know?
I also didn't know that Osprey's going to be at Snake Eyes and so is Okada. So I knew that because I looked up news and rumors. I just didn't know. I don't know the results of Final Resolution. I just know.
I just...
Right. Steel cage match. Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. 11 minutes, 27 seconds. Kent Gabless, the Mike Sanders. Sleazy, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
I hate that Sleazy gets 2 intros and I get no tag matches.
I know.
You're right. I'm sorry. Don't worry. When we cover Final Resolution, you'll get a lot of it.
I mean, when we cover Wrestle Kingdom, we'll get a lot.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Do we still have Chips New Japan for that?
No.
Chip doesn't even have Chips New Japan. I legit tried logging in the other day, and it's all like,
wow.
It's all like either he changed his password or he didn't. He hasn't paid. I think it's his. He didn't renew the.
Probably not.
He canceled it.
It's almost certainly something I'm going to have to pony up for. So I can watch Stardom shows with 114 people in attendance.
Man, I've wrestled in front of more than that.
Right? So have I. What the fuck is this?
I pooped in front of more people than that. Come on.
Hey, I like this cage match.
I did not.
I have no vision.
I'm trying to drag this out because of how poorly I thought of this. It was a 1.5 stars. I hated this. This was it felt like a rushed to conclusion cage match that solved really nothing. I don't know. It just nothing looked great. Even the one of the last spots of the match was she doesn't even know how to fucking swing a goddamn chair. It's like, For fuck's sake. Yeah, there you go.
You underrating piece of shit.
Okay.
1 3/4.
You motherfucker!
I felt the same. Like, I'm sitting here like, so this is a match that happened. Cool. I don't know. Like, they didn't, I don't know. They just didn't.
They didn't do anything!
They're trying to live up to the new dead spot right before the main.
Right?
They didn't get me hard. I don't know. I did go back in there and was like, oh, look, it's the white Sasha Banks. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, aha. Who wishes she was fucking Sasha Banks in the ring? Nowhere fucking close. Yeah, it was not great.
Nowhere close yet.
Nowhere close at all. And
That's fair. That's fair.
never will be. Okay. NXT Championship, Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin. 20 minutes and 55 seconds. Why the fuck is there a Baron Corbin match going almost 21 minutes? John Cannon gave this 3.5 stars.
You look like you're about to have an aneurysm. I think you should go first.
It was actually a good match. I give it 3 stars. Only because Dragunov carried the fuck out of him. 100%. But there is... We're in the year of our Lord, 2023, almost in 2024. Why is Baron Corbin going damn near 21 minutes in a goddamn match?
I just think you're bitter. I like Corbin. Yes, he's generic big guy number 4 at times, but I still like Corbin.
Number 7, get it right.
What was his number on his football jersey?
7's always the answer. But yeah, it was still a good match. I was actually surprised that it was a good match. I'm like, oh, Corbin? Oh, this is not going to be great. But it just proves how great Dragunov is by carrying Corbin to a good match. All right, Ryan.
I feel like Corbin gets hate like Miz gets hate, and soon enough you're going to talk about Corbin, like most people, in the high praises that Miz gets talked about now, because it's the same shit. Miz was bland, Miz was this, Miz was that. When he was coming off, he couldn't be there. And Corbin gets the same speech, and Corbin's really good about stuff. Like, you don't hate Corbin just because it's like Xbox. You hate Corbin because he's really good at what he does. He's a piece of shit. You know he's a piece of shit. You can tell by his fucking resting bitch face that he has. Like, when he lost his hair was the best, because then he got to do the angry big guy look. And he's also very fucking adaptable with all the different stuff he's on too, with Happy Corbin and Sad Corbin and jerking off in the corner Corbin and talking for Betty, like fuck.
That's actually an interesting point, because I think one of the biggest problems that most people have of him is that he spent so long as a comedy-ish character that people forgot that he was still this pretty amazing wrestler with a fucking super protected finish.
His championship accolades alone.
Yeah. I love this match. I thought this was probably one of Corbin's best matches this year.
Yeah, 3 stars. I agree.
This asshole. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really well. 80-20. 80-20. Dragunov's selling. Here's the thing. If Dragunov isn't the person that takes the belt off of Walter, eventually, I will be shocked. Mainly because the story's already built in there. But Dragunov is going to be one of those guys that really, truly is the top star in WWE one of these days. Not now. 4 years from now, I want to say. Maybe 3, assuming he stays healthy. I actually don't know. He's still really young. But that man has it. You know what I mean? There's few guys that you can sit there and go, wow. And Dragunov has it.
How old do you think he is?
My guess is 27.
30.
Is he 30? Okay.
He
That
got
wasn't that
10
far
years.
off. Yeah.
The main guys in WWE now, it's funny because the guys now that are in their 40s that are fucking killing it, when they did the fucking Nacho Man and the Huckster angle about overhill wrestlers, they were like 45. So
Right.
it's funny how that line has moved. So Dragunov is only 30 now.
Well,
That
it's
would-
funny.
The exact
Cody's-
same if Dragunov is 30 now, it would be Orton in
15 years.
no, because he was 24. So add 6 years.
30.
2010 Orton.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
For the age of where Orton was 2 and where he was, you know what I mean? To give you the range of how old they both are.
We'll take a look at this to reinforce your point. Cody Rhodes is 38. Reigns is what? 38, 39?
Yep.
Most Owens is our age. So all these guys are approaching fucking AJ Styles is like 45 now plus. You know, all these guys are kind of starting to age into that, you know, second. Now it's time to start putting over the younger guys now type of part of their careers. Well, guys like Dragunov are going to carry this company in 4 to 5 years, in my opinion. And this is just proof of that.
Okay. Overall thoughts on the show?
Fantastic show. Even the shitty matches, for lack of better terms, were decent.
It's easy.
Disagree, but only mildly. I give it 5 out of 10. You come for the Dragunov match because I think it's almost a historic match in the fact of you're watching Dragunov come more and more of a superstar. Everything else can be passed on.
You stay for the Tiffany Stratton nip slip.
Also true, yeah.
I thought it was a good show. I mean, I don't think there might be anything I'll be like, oh, I got to go back and watch, but it was a solid ending.
No, I'd recommend people go back and watch the men's Iron Survivor match.
I mean, like in a year, where I'm talking about like, yeah, like if you want to watch in this couple of days, definitely watch it for the men's Iron Survivor match. For like in a year's time, there would be nothing on this. Like I got to go back and watch that match because it was fantastic. But
Right.
yeah,
I would agree.
all right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 news and rumor items. No more paper toss, guys, because I'm actually trying to save paper, so I'm doing it after my little reviews. That's why the paper toss did not go into the Hall of Fame, but the notebook did.
Look at this asshole over here.
TNA Wrestling partners with Endeavor Streaming to distribute its own streaming service, TNA Plus, starting January 5th.
Now, I do have a couple questions about that. I don't know anything about it, okay? Other than the fact that it was a big deal that it was Endeavor. So what? Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They're whatever.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is that the same as what Impact Plus is now?
TNA Plus will be available on TNAWrestling.com, iOS, Android, mobile apps, as well as Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, with more platforms to follow. Subscribers will have a chance for a special attraction membership tier that will feature access to full TNA Impact Wrestling library and all TNA Plus special pay-per-view programmings other than the 4 TNA tentpole events, priced out at $9.99 monthly or $95.99 per year, and a World Championship membership tier that includes all the perks as the other tier, plus the 4 pay-per-view events a year, starting at $219.99.
Woo!
Further details and subscription info for the new service can be found at TNAWrestling.com.
So they believe their 4 shows are worth $30 a piece.
And how much are they normally?
I don't know.
$29.99?
So you're literally getting no discount.
Or is
For
it
being-
more?
I think a little bit of discount because I think his pay-per-view fees are more than that.
Okay, I don't know what their pay-per-view fees are.
Let me see.
Is it $34.99?
Usually they're $39.99.
I would have to look into it a little bit deeper. But here's the thing. If you are an Impact fan or a TNA wrestling fan, then this is no different than getting New Japan World or anything like that.
It's essentially, sorry to interrupt you, it's essentially
Yeah.
the same thing as Impact Plus.
Yeah.
Except I'm not sure if you get the live weeklies on it or you get the next day like you did Impact Plus.
Was it next day or was it a full
was-
week?
It was next day.
It's next day.
Yes, next
It's
day.
they're already taped shows, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
If they were live, it's a little bit different, but tape show, whatever. If you had a choice right now, and I'm going to say this as a bunch of Impact marks are sitting next to me here.
I already know the question. It's going to be Impact.
Yeah.
You're asking Impact or ROH, aren't you?
No, actually, I was going to WWE Network.
Oh, WWE Network.
Even if
Impact has 50 plus years of footage behind them, I'll get Impact then too. But like,
don't get me wrong, I'm getting it because
you already have.
I have their $4.99 plan or whatever it was on YouTube,
which is fantastic through YouTube, which is basically what their $9.99 plan is.
You
right?
Yeah, yes and no. You do. I don't think you do get older pay-per-views events.
There's a lot of them there, not all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the special events each month, but yeah, I might go extra $5 a month to get that. So,
I mean, you are an Impact mark.
I am.
TNA
Plus, I get to see midgets jerking off in cans. So, come on.
Classic TNA.
And then a midget pulling a gun. Come on.
What about Brian Pillman? Come on, that was good.
Did you guys hear about this stupid yeet legal issue type thing?
Yeah.
So last week it came out that WWE couldn't use it anymore because some independent wrestler, I don't remember what his name is, 2 years ago in 2021, used it, copyrighted it. But for some reason, he either let it lapse or he didn't pay for it. So in 2022, it came up again. And no one took it. But then all of a sudden, WWE's like, oh, we can't use it. Or dirt sheets were like, oh, we can't use it. They can't use it anymore because of this guy trademarking it. And Sleazy knows more about the ball than I do. I'm like, wait, if the guy trademarked it or attempted to trademark it, but yet never paid for it, it's still out there. So why couldn't WWE use it? I mean, they could use it now because I guess... Or maybe they wanted to make sure they can use it, so they stopped using the yeet.
Okay, so trademark law and copyright law are two very different things. When you create something, whether it's yeet or do whatever, you don't necessarily have to register it as a trademark to have intellectual property rights towards it. Okay? So there's a lot of legal gray area when it comes to trademark infringement, especially considering the fact that, technically speaking, you're always on top of having to make sure that if somebody uses your trademark, you have to go after them and tell them, no, you can't use it, I own it. Otherwise, you could lose a legal case stating that, well, you didn't go after everybody possible. That's why Nintendo's so deep into it. That's why WWE takes a lot of offense to it. That's why Disney is a huge proponent of doing shit like that. That being said, if he was using it in 2021, he's very well within his rights to say, yo, I've been using this, pay me or something. And apparently that's what happened here probably.
So
because
he stopped using it. He used it in 2021, stopped using it in 2022.
Right.
2, then
Because
Jey
it was part of a
Uso
tag team.
Then Jey Uso used it with Cody Rhodes in that interview, and
Yeah.
then it got huge. So I mean,
They probably
maybe
paid him some money and he
either
fucked off.
either that or they were just like, he hasn't used it in over a year. We're gonna keep using it until they come after me, and if they do, we got the lawyers. Fuck you.
They wouldn't do that. Mainly because that case would be shaky as hell if it actually left that arena. What most likely happened was they went, okay, you used it a couple years ago. Here's 20 grand. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. That's almost certainly what happened.
I'm going to start a wrestling promotion.
Probably.
I mean, here's
2 days later, he bought a fucking ring and now he's working New Jersey. Like,
that sounds familiar,
right?
Anyway, so yeah, they probably here's 20 grand. Okay, cool. They probably made more than that t-shirts. WWE did.
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
Begging Michaela, I want a Yeet shirt because she's rotted that Carson says Yeet all the time from YouTube videos. And I told Carson I asked Santa Claus for a Yeet shirt for Christmas, and if I get one, I'm going to have to give him a Yeet one too.
Oh boy.
Yeet.
Sami Zayn is taking some time off, I guess.
Does he come back A or B? Shaved Sammy or no shaved Sammy when he returns?
Ooh, that's a good one.
No shave.
I think shave. I think shave.
Come back half and half.
Just like the destined to fight forever.
Oh my god! If
Things.
he shaved that side and painted it the Generico mask,
Yeah. Oh god.
Fucking marks.
Yup.
you just mad that you like it.
Oh, we never talked about it the other day on the show. Like 2 weeks ago when we talked about Sami Zayn in War Games. Michael Cole saying El Generico would be proud in Mexico.
We talked about that.
We did not.
We didn't, but that wasn't the line I wanted to talk about. The line I wanted to talk about was Michael Cole going, that's the longest Dominic Mysterio's been in bars ever. And it popped me so big, and it should have never popped me.
Yeah, there were so many great bits that Michael Cole did during that match. It was hilarious. He was on point that night, but we never really talked about it on air.
We talked about it in the chat.
We talked about it beforehand and on chat, but we never talked about it on air. I just wanted to acknowledge that really quickly while we were talking.
Well, we got to acknowledge Corey Graves, too, because he's the one that said he was down in the rainforest and that.
Oh, yeah, that was great, too. Oh, my God. They were so on point.
Charlotte Flair, if you actually watch the product, would know that she hurt her knee.
It was during an Asuka match. Of course I knew it was happening.
And if you don't watch the product, you found out on Reddit 35 fucking seconds later.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it was like they went to as far as I remember, because I didn't watch it live, but I watched the match, was like they were fine. They went to commercial break. They came back. Charlotte's like favoring her knee, and they went right to the finish.
6 foot shouldn't be moonsaulting out on top of 5 feet.
Okay, no, that's not the case. 6 foot shouldn't be moonsaulting and then landing on their fucking feet like she's been doing for 10 fucking years. Fucking idiot.
I do it. As soon as I saw that, that's not the Reddit quote of the week because I have a better one, but that was a quote on Reddit. Maybe 6 foot shouldn't be flipping into 5 feet. I knew it was going to pop you right away.
Fucking asshole.
I thought I was going to say she shouldn't be flipping into Asians, but whatever.
Also true.
That's his job.
That's
AEW released Kevin Sullivan. No, not the devil. The VP of post-production. Whatever.
Cool. He has a tainted murderous name. Fuck him.
Then he fit right in AEW. 2 more.
I didn't say they had a tainted his Coke name.
WWE released Ken Shamrock merchandise out of nowhere.
Legends deal, possible Hall of Fame. Let's go.
I was going to say Hall of Fame 2024 confirmed.
It's better than him randomly showing up at a New Japan show. He legit did that last year.
No one watched.
Funny enough, I get to plug this. If you go watch his return to Impact a couple of years ago when he was fucking around with like Sami Callihan and the boys, wasn't bad. He can still go.
No,
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he can't. I'm just
better than what Tommy Dreamer looks like now.
oh, god damn it! Are we going to actually cover Final Resolution next week?
No.
Yes.
Next week's Final Battle.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we
then
can
I'm
do
just going to say it
Impact
right
and Ring of
now.
Honor.
Tommy Dreamer looks more like Dietz every fucking day. Okay? God damn, pal.
That does. But I'm dropping my Reddit quote now because it's not much going to top that one. It's the picture of Punk and Shawn Michaels in the ring from NXT, and the caption goes, "Them two FTR kids said fuck you." HBK went, "Who?" I'm gonna daddy bounce here now. Ryan Buckgotch on Reddit and Twitter just to put myself up before I leave. I'll see you in our group chat in like a couple of minutes.
Peace, Ryan.
Actually, I have two more.
Okay.
WWE to withdraw from home video releases, which I thought they were doing years ago, but I guess they're officially going to do it. Crown Jewel will be the last one they release. It makes sense.
It makes sense. Well, this year has been a big deal about DVDs kind of dying out. Best Buy stopping selling them, which I'm sure had some effect on this. Netflix. Remember when Netflix used to send DVDs in the mails?
Yeah.
They just stopped that this year as well. So all the physical media is starting to really truly die out here, which is a problem. And
so I heard an argument where everyone's like, so they own, like, Netflix owns rights to Breaking Bad on on Netflix. If they give up those rights, it's not going to be on Netflix anymore. If you don't have the physical copy, you're not going to be able to watch it. Someone's going to, unless someone picks that up, which someone will, is Breaking Bad. And they're like, well, WWE can do the same thing. I'm like, what? So WWE's not going to pick up the rights to WrestleMania? I'm like, what?
WWE is a kind of an edge case here. But there is something to be said about old shows. Like shit like that disappears.
So I was more thinking about like Holy Foley or the they did
The Legends House.
Legends House, yeah, something like that. That's what I was more thinking about, not like. But to be honest, like, I haven't seen an episode of Table of 3 in like 3 years. So
honestly, I love those, and I
do
seen
too.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it. I don't even know if they're making them anymore.
I don't think so either.
I haven't looked, to be honest, but
like, and Fatman, you know my absolute love for road stories and shit like that. You know that is like my
they had the
fucking crack.
What was it? Ride along, WWE Ride Along.
Yeah, those are great. I love those. And I think the problem was that for normal fans, they don't care about that. Those were popping the boys in the back and the hardcore fans that were watching in the front. You know, and to be fair, that's not enough people.
No.
But to touch
AEW looking at you,
right? I guess part of the reason why this is becoming more and more of a hot button issue was because, and I know this is not wrestling related, and this is a little bit preachy too on my end, but I'm a huge digital rights advocate type, obviously. But this started because of PlayStation losing the rights to a bunch of stuff on the PlayStation Store that people purchased, like Survivor Man, Mythbusters, stuff like that, because Discovery's, pulling those rights away and so that they could put it on Max. People who purchased the copies of those series are now losing access at the end of the year.
Right.
And that's a problem.
Yes. If I pay for something, I shouldn't have to lose the rights to it.
Right. It's
I know
one thing
with
when you're doing subscription stuff, but when you're
yeah,
purchasing that actual
I
thing.
know with video games, people are like, "Well, you buy digital, you can lose the rights." If you look at it, they expire in 2099
Well, here's the thing
for
though.
most games.
For most games, yes, but the reality is that they're not expiring before then. It's way sooner for multiple different reasons. Number one, they can turn off servers that allow the activation of the game to no longer work,
The
which is a whole
perfect
other
example is
thing.
definitely is just multiplayer based games. If there's a game
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Redfall that was on the Xbox, was multiplayer based, they dropped down to single digits. The game was so bad, they dropped down to single digits, and I'm not sure if they deleted the servers yet or not. But you bought the multiplayer game to play with friends, and it sucks so bad that the servers go offline. You can't play the game anymore.
Yeah. Here's another issue that they're going to have to start dealing with is that, let's say for the sake of argument, in the contract right now, it says you have rights to it till 2099, right?
Mm-hmm.
Companies still can go back to that and modify the agreement with an update.
Well, here's another thing too, and I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Last of Us came out on PlayStation 3. You would
Mm-hmm.
think since I bought it for PlayStation 3 when it came out as a PlayStation 4 game, I shouldn't have to buy it again. Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Then they released The Last of Us Part 1, which was another remaster on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
I had to buy it again. Same game, just better graphics.
right. And even remasters are a little bit on the edge cases of that, but just having to buy the game over again anyway. Like here's a similar example: Far Cry 6. If you buy the PlayStation 4 version of it, depending on when you installed it, it was an extra $10
Yep.
if you wanted the PlayStation 5 version
I was
of it.
just say some games are like that. Luckily, when I bought Uncharted 4. Again, this is a wrestling podcast, but here we go.
Right?
I bought Uncharted 4, and I bought Uncharted. What the hell is it called? It's the one that not with Drake. It's with Chloe and everything. They
Okay.
bundled that together. But they had a free update for the PlayStation 5 if you purchase it. So there's some
Right.
cases are different. But
Here's one that didn't happen. And bring it right back around with wrestling, WWE 2K23. The PlayStation 4 version was, or the PlayStation 5 version was $10 more expensive than the PlayStation 4 version.
Yep.
So
games like
it's going to be a problem sooner rather than later. And the fact that we can't, as wrestling historians, as people who love this stuff, watch it get paywalled left and right and not be able to get physical copies of this stuff, it's going to be a problem eventually. And the question is, how is that going to shake out in the general populace of media and specifically in professional wrestling?
And for sometimes people live in areas that just don't have great internet, which is we were talking about for over 10, 11 years on this show, to where some areas in the country have great internet. Some areas in the country don't.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't get WWE Network.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to be more and more of a problem
Or
as time progresses.
can't afford it. Which people are like, it's $9.99. $10 a month, that's $120 a year for some families. That's a lot. And I mean, we're fortunate enough, but at the same time, some people aren't. So
Yeah, absolutely.
one more hit. There's talk about WWE canceling B and C shows for house shows and only focusing on major markets for shows, especially TV, PLEs, and house shows. I'm not because I guess they're just not making money, which business aspect wise, I get.
Okay.
But here's another way to think about it. Say you live in a town, Casper, Wyoming. You get
Hey, that's a big fucking town of 42
well,
people.
you get one WWE event a year. In the whole state of Wyoming, you get one WWE event a year. Some diehard WWE fans in their little 2,000, 3,000 seat arena, however big it is, they're going to pack that arena. They're going to go. That's their entertainment. If you don't go to those shows, yes, I know it's only 2,000 to 3,000 people. Maybe they just stop watching your product. It's highly unlikely, but it's possible. But now you do that to 50 to 100 markets a year. Rochester could be one of them.
Yeah.
Which is the third biggest city in New York State. So it from a business perspective, they're not making money. But could you alienate them? Luckily, we're 90 minutes away from Buffalo. Buffalo's probably going to get a couple shows a year. Albany had Raw last week. They were in Utica, I think, Sunday.
Whatever the 8th was. So Friday,
which is weird because they were in Albany Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
here's my opinion of it. It's a mistake, and it is a symptom of a public company being public.
Yep.
Because it's all about that quarterly money. You know, they see that it's not making money, so they're just going to cut it. The problem is, it's also a tool for advertisement.
It's also a tool for wrestlers getting reps. It's also a tool for wrestlers to try something new.
Yep.
It's also a tool for wrestlers to, again, get reps, try something new, work, have some of these NXT people come up, work in front of a bigger crowd than they normally do if you're not going to hold NXT shows. People are losing reps. And you can make the argument that, you see a lot of people in AEW get hurt because they're not working as much. I kind of disagree with that because they work indie shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I disagree with that statement. But I do agree with the less you work, the more likely you are to get hurt. Your body is trained to take these bumps the more times you do it.
Right.
The less times you do it.
Here's the other piece of this, and I think while you're looking at it from the professional wrestling, the actual business side of it, or from the wrestling side of it, right. I'm talking specifically business.
And you can also say that the company has a fiduciary responsibility to their stockholders.
Yeah.
If this part is not making money, why are we still doing it?
Mm-hmm. Here's
being a publicly traded wrestling company is totally different than being a publicly traded financial firm.
Right.
This is part of the business that needs to happen. If it's not making money, okay, but
if it's breaking even, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Here's another thing that's not really talked about here. You were talking about B and C area. Do you know what a good C area is? Binghamton, New York. Mm-hmm. So when WWE no longer comes to town with Binghamton, Johnny Moose is going to have a harder time promoting his own shows. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, you're not making casual fans, so they're not coming to these local shows either. So you're actually causing a ripple effect in the indie promotions by not running these B and C markets either.
And here's another thing. You go to these B and C markets and you have somebody like Johnny Moose who's all like, people think this is stupid, but stands outside those arenas and go, hey, WWE comes here once a year. We're here once a month. Mm-hmm. Here's our flyer. Yeah. Take a look at us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's advertising for them.
It's advertising. It's building a fan base at the global level, also at the local level. And it's a big problem. It's a big problem by not going to those markets. And ironically enough, the company that should be taking the most advantage of that doesn't have a good enough setup for house shows yet.
AEW.
AEW.
So this was just a report. It's not confirmed. I know that WWE posted something about 21 new live events are on sale. I didn't see what cities they were in because it was NXT.
Yeah.
It was during NXT, but I kind of fast forward through that, so I didn't see what cities they're going to. I mean, I could probably just do a quick Google search and figure it out. But yeah, I think it's going to hurt the product. And again, AEW should take advantage of it. They're not going to.
I don't think they won't. They aren't going to. I think that they're not set up.
Yeah, right.
Set for it yet.
That's what they're going to because they just not set up for it.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that if they do end up doing that, it's simply because of shareholder pressure, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is that the last news,
it.
or do you got everything? Okay. I don't think there was anything else that I saw, other than the obvious stuff. So we'll call it a night. Otherwise, we've got. Well, we'll talk a little bit about programming notes here. So next week we're talking Final Battle, which is Ring of Honor's house show. For fuck's sake, you take a look at that fucking card.
I didn't take a look at the card, but I know that they announced that the main event is Athena versus Billy Starks.
Yeah.
For the ROH Women's Championship.
Yeah, they're doing a 6-man with Blackpool Comic Club and Mark Briscoe and FTR, I think. It was just a random thrown together 6-man that was like, really?
Well, here we go. I'm gonna look up the card right now because that's the only match I know is
the Athena Billy Starks.
Yeah.
But the reason why I bring that up is that after that, the week after that is Christmas Eve, and the weekend after that is New Year's Eve. So what's probably going to happen is we are planning on taking 2 weeks off after next week's show. I might do a clip show. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out later.
We're discussing about doing a pop-up show for the AEW show probably midweek.
Yeah. That might happen. That might not happen.
Surprisingly, probably January 3rd.
Probably, yeah, January 3rd.
Yeah.
Day before Wrestle Kingdom.
Yep.
Or depending on what time we do it, during Wrestle Kingdom.
Not doing that early.
Yeah, right. So we'll probably take the 2 weeks off. We might do the pop-up show, but we'll come back that following, I believe it's January 7th. Yeah, it's January 7th, where we will do the year-end awards for 2023. One of our favorite shows. I dare say it is our favorite show. I mean, it's always hilarious. We always do so much.
14th will probably be, we're going to be 10 days late of it, but we'll do Wrestling Kingdom the 14th.
Right. So
there's really nothing in between unless AEW decides to announce another show.
Oh, God, I hope
Which
not.
I hope. But yeah, and then the 21st, don't know yet. 28th, Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah. And spoiler, that might be a big deal for us. But we'll talk more about that as we get into January. But I did want to just let you guys know that we will almost certainly be taking that 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. So Ryan's already put himself over. So I'm at TWS Sleazy.
TWS Fat Man.
We are Sleazy Fat Man on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Please go on over there and give us a like. Videos you can find at twitch.tv/SleazyandTheFatMan, youtube.com/SleazyandTheFatMan, and premium videos at onlyfans.com/TheWrestlingShow. You can find all sorts of content at TheWrestlingShow.com, including articles, merch, and a ton of other cool stuff. We're going to have a new shirt come out in January. I don't know what day, but it's going to be cool. You're going to love it. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Podbean. Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform and click automatic downloads. It really does help us out. So with a thanks to Ryan for coming up on the show and unfortunately having to leave because of child, and as always, for Sleazy.
For the fat man.
This is a wrestling show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Mauser, because we said that already. Fuck Tony Khan and his unalleged coke habit. Hot dogs on a sandwich, the sub is on a sandwich, the burger's on a sandwich, and Sleazy did what I normally do. Giving you the show lineup for next week. Final battle.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain in the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, I'm a world on